Hey there, everybody. I am Mr. Keyboard, coming to you today with another tornado video. This video is about the Fairdale, Illinois EF4 that struck on April 9th of 2015, fatally wounding 2 and leaving 11 others injured. Here's a picture from that tornado. The most infamous video that came out of this tornado was from an elderly man who goes by Clem Schultz, who tragically lost his wife and his house in this disaster. Today, I was able to put together his video from that fateful day, as well as stories from the incident. I was also able to compile with Google Maps from the years before and after the tornado, and also some tornado archive video to show the path of the tornado, which ways it took, and the other tornadoes from that fateful day. If you enjoy the video, appreciate it if you smash that like button. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Please check to see if you are still subscribing. On to the intro, then on to the video. Thanks.
Subscribe to my channel.
That was the video that Clem was able to capture. And you can see here in this radar, it's a little blurry. I apologize for that. I couldn't find a better quality. I don't know if it's just from 2015 or what. But you can see here in that upper left corner screen that hook echo just developing right there just before it gets to raw trail. Now, Clem took this video on his cell phone, and here's a story that he had told ABC News. Cell phone video captured a terrifying tornado that swept through an elderly man's home last year, killing his beloved wife of nearly 25 years. On April 9, 2015, Clem Schultz was at home at Fairdale, Illinois with his wife, Geraldine, known as Jerry. "We just finished supper," Schultz told ABC News. "My wife called me into the kitchen. She said, 'Look out the window.' And sure enough, I looked out and we see this big, ugly tornado coming. It looked like it was going to miss us," he said. Jerry stayed in the kitchen while he went upstairs to get some lanterns. As a loud tornado loomed, Schultz decided to start recording on his cell phone. The video shows the tornado moving closer and the skies darken before the picture goes black. Up until the time the house started moving, it still looked to me like it was going to go west and miss us, he said. Suddenly I realized I was wrong. I was standing next to the chimney when the whole place went down, Schultz said. The chimney fell on top of him. He remembers he was buried in a pile of rubble. All of a sudden, it got quiet, Schultz continued. I asked myself, are you dead? And I said, no, you can't. You can't hurt when you're dead. And I hurt. He said he later learned he had a crushed vertebrae. Several people helped Schultz dig his way out. He said one of them told him, don't look down because your wife's underneath you. He looked for her pulse, but he couldn't find it. Schultz said that they would have been married for 25 years that June. They did a ceremony, which was held for her and her friend, who also died with the tornado. They even put up a plaque. Rest in peace. Here is a radar-coordinated cross-section, and you can see where debris is being lofted to nearly 20,000 feet, a sign of a very powerful tornado just before it got to Fairdale. This was a 30-mile path of destruction that went through Rochelle, a few other cities, as well as Fairdale. Here we got a picture just northwest of Rochelle. Now I want to read you an amazing account that we wanted to share. This is from Mel Jamie, who was working at an evening at the Grub Stakers restaurant that was destroyed just north of Rochelle by the EF4. I remember that day very distinctly. I was working that evening at Grub Stakers. In the very beginning of the day, something felt off. It had been a very gloomy all day. Eventually, the weather got very nasty. I'm afraid of storms anyways. I always have been. So my anxiety was through the roof. Customers were constantly updating us on the weather, and then all of a sudden, every person's phone in the restaurant went off at once. After that, it was always a kind of a haze to me. Customers said there was a tornado coming right at us. I looked out the window, and there it was. It was a massive. I froze. I stood there looking out the window with tears running down my cheeks. I couldn't move. The owner of the restaurant grabbed me by my arm. She said, "We have to get down to the basement now." It was a blur to me. I remember people running after us. The head cook at the time made sure that he got every customer out of the restaurant. He was the last one to come into the basement. It was one of the old-time cellar-type basements where the doors opened up to the left and to the right. It was his job to close the doors. He said the very last thing that he saw through the cracks while fighting the door was the garage, flying off into another direction. Again, that was from Mel Jamie. Here you can see on Tornado Archive the list of all the tornadoes that went through on April 9th, 2015. Right here you can see the Rochelle EF4. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you. If you guys appreciate the video, I appreciate it if you smash that like button, give me a subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm in order to get the video out to other people. Alright, back to the video. I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see we're down in the southwest corner. You can see where it started and came all the way up here, and you can see a little turn. It turns to the left, and right here, you can see where it hits Fairdale, Illinois. That's probably where Clem there said that it looked like it was going to go to the west of him, because you can see to the west. But it ended up turning and going a little bit farther north. This tornado had 2 casualties. Clem's wife, in that video, it was one of them. There's 11 casualties, or 11 injuries, apologize. You can see there was other tornadoes on this day, but nothing compared to this EF4. It just pushed right through here. And you can see it continued after Fairdale. By the way, everybody, I'm using a new microphone here, so let me know what y'all think. Kind of new to this recording my voice thing, but we're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. we're going to pull up the millibars here and see if there's anything we can see that gives us a better idea of what pushed the storms this way and what changed that direction. You can see here, you got very, very strong. This is on the 500 millibite, I believe. And you can see how close these lines are. That's heavy winds. The closer they get together, the higher those winds can get. You can see this little trough here. That's from the north. So you figure that's your cold air coming in. You can see down there on the bottom of the screen where you have a little bit of the push in the other direction. Where those two come together, that's where you're more likely to get your tornadoes, your heavy storms, your hail, major lightning strikes. But you can see as that trough just kept digging deeper and deeper. Everything was pushing north, pushing south. They come together right around here, right around Rochelle. Apologize if I'm butchering that. Rochelle, Illinois. You can see right there was what produced, just before that big trough pushes through, produced that EF4 that went right straight through Fairdale. You can see up there where I'm highlighting the casualties, the number of tornadoes from that day. And this is tornadoarchive.com. I highly suggest, if you're just curious, tornadoes that have ever struck in your area, what size, anywhere around you, your friends and family's houses, take a look at this tornado archive. It's pretty good. I kind of like it. You can go back. There's stuff. You got the Flint tornado from the 1950s. You can go. Go on there and see all the April 12th or April 11th from 2011, April 27th from 2011. Tornadoes, the major super outbreak. There's a lot of useful information on here. Like you can view different tornadoes, like this EF1 also came through. You can even do specific dates. Now we're going to take a look at the Google Maps here to see, kind of get a general idea. So this is Fairdale. You can see it's a pretty small town surrounded by fields. Probably lots of farming going on around here. Zoom in a little bit. This is Google Earth Pro. Allows you to go back into time. See what it looked like back on those days. So that tornado would have came right around this path. My cursor's going down. And it would have turned right around Fairdale. So let's go back. Alright, so here you can see that path. Remember, this is a 30-mile long path that went through a few different cities. Rochelle, Illinois, Fairdale. And I want to say it went all the way up to the Wisconsin border. Don't quote me on that. Here you can see it demolished a facility or a house. Looks like caught another one here. You can see, look at those twists in the dirt. Ground scouring. See that? You can see the spin. So a lot of people think the tornadoes just go in a straight direction and it's just nothing but sucking up. There's actually rotation in there. You can see that on this Google Earth from 2015, where you can see the constant turn, twist. And here's Fairdale. This is right after the tornado. You can see that destruction that tragically went through this community. And it looks like almost all the houses in Fairdale were affected in some sort of fashion. And this is where you got most of your EF4 ratings, because it leveled a lot of houses. Well, next year it looks like we have a lot of cloud cover, so we can't really get too good of a look. Let's try to look at another year later. Here you can see the recovery. You can still somewhat see that path, and you can tell these are the areas that were hit by the tornado. They didn't rebuild that quick. It takes time. Here you can see as the years go by, more people rebuilt, and that ground scouring went away. Time heals all wounds, so they say. To go back, here's that path, and you can see that it continued past. Look at that ground scouring there. Twist, 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 twist. Like my favorite donut, twist. Tornadoes, they're beautiful, they're dangerous. So if you're out, you hear a tornado warning, anything like that, might seem like a cool thing to catch on video, get a viral video, but get in cover, get safe. Nothing is worth your life. You can see even zoomed out here, you can still see a lot of this ground scouring. Now, before I go, I want to thank anybody who tuned in for the video, and especially you guys who sat here for the full 15 minutes listening to me. This was the Fairdale, Rochelle, April 9th, 2015 tornado path and Clem Schultz video. I want to do a special shout out to Clem Schultz, 85-year-old, who recorded this video. And here for my last section, I'm just going to put up a picture from the aerial view of the ground scouring on that day. So, if you appreciated the video, appreciate it if you'd smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications for when I post future videos. Thank you. Much love, fam.